All right, guys, this is part 3 of the Physician's Guide to Mastery, Mindset, Productivity, and Time. We went through a lot already. I talked about Ikigai, the life mission. We talked about life goals, milestones, and projects. Talked about the sort of the domino effect going from, what you're doing right now and how that translates all the way to your someday goal and the secret strategy of the 90-day sprint. Now we're going to get into a lot of other things, including the 3 layers of behavioral change. We'll talk about the difference between success and failure and how failure is the pathway to success based on the Napoleon Hill quote, and how willpower is finite. So enjoy the episode. What if you could reclaim hours of free time each week, create legacy building wealth, and devote more energy to your passion projects without giving up on your career as a life-saving MD? My name is Vikram Raya, functional cardiologist, high performance coach, and real estate expert. And I'm here to give you the tools, strategies, and solutions you need to transform your life so you can unlock your limitless potential and achieve greatness, all the while freeing up your precious time. Welcome to Limitless MD. Let's dive in. And in terms of behavior change, there's 3 things that sort of the layer in you making a change in your life. So how do we change behaviors? How do we create new habits? Well, it's based on your identity. Identity is who you are, and it's how you define yourself. Next is your processes, and third is your outcomes. Notice I put identity in the middle, processes in the second ring, and the outcomes in the final ring or outside ring. I'll share with you why this is important. So if you're outcomes based, which most people are in the world, then it's based on what you want to achieve. And so they're trying to figure out their outcomes, then their processes, then finally their identity. And hopefully the outcomes will change their identity. It works, but it's not as powerful, right? That's extrinsic to intrinsic. What's more powerful is identity-based habit change. Once you decide who you want to become, that will drive the processes, which will eventually drive your outcomes. But your identity is more important than the outcome. And that makes sure the outcome gets hit. And it's almost like, hey, I want to quit smoking. So I'm a smoker, but I want to quit smoking, right? And the goal is not to have any cigarettes for the week, versus identity based is, hey, I'm a non-smoker. That I don't do that. I don't even that's not even part of my identity, right? So that's the difference. And that's why if you fully believe and integrate and align philosophically that you're a non-smoker, then it's almost a moot point. And you may take a little time to quit, but eventually you'll quit. So figure and capture your identity. Like, I'm a multimillionaire. I'm a phenomenal father. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm, whatever that is. If you truly believe it and you embrace that identity, that's it. I'm an athlete. If you use the word athlete versus, hey, I want to lose weight because I have a wedding I have to attend, that's a different languaging, right? If I'm an athlete, there's a way an athlete carries themselves, the way they walk, they talk, how they approach themselves. Hey, I'm the 1% physician, right? So this is what I want you to consider. So one of my most favorite people in the world is Napoleon Hill. He wrote a book that you guys have to read if you haven't yet, and it's called Think and Grow Rich. And it's less about wealth than more about mindset and it's how to operate your life. But here's a quote that truly, truly, truly stays with me when I fall down, when I get punched in the face, and when I get hit and when I get hurt. And it's about success and failure. So let me read it to you. Before success comes in any man's life, he is sure to meet with much temporary defeat and perhaps some failure. When defeat overtakes a man, the easiest and most logical thing to do is to quit. That is exactly what the majority of men do. More than 500 of the world's most successful men this country has ever known had their greatest success come just one step beyond the point at which defeat had overtaken them. And he's referring to Andrew Carnegie, Rockefeller, Henry Ford, Edison, all these people. So guys, failure is the pathway to success. And many of you guys, you guys have this concept of, let me just willpower it through, right? And let me just crank it out. And I want to share with you the study. So they did a study of I think these were judges in Israel, and they work a lot. There's a shortage of judges, and so they get to see a lot on their docket. And when they're in the morning and then they're fresh, they make, and they were talking about like good decisions versus bad decisions. And when they're fresh, when they have a lot of energy, and there's first thing in the morning, they're making a lot of decisions, and so they make really good decisions. But by the end of the first before their morning break, which is like at 11 a.m., their decision quality goes way down. And this was studied by other judges, going back and looking at the decisions that these previous judges made and saying, hey, those I'd agree with, those I don't agree with. And so the agreements started going way down by these, non-biased judges, in retrospectively looking at these people's decisions. And and after the break, boom, their decision quality went back up. Then it went way back down. Boom, decision quality went back up, and then went way back down. What does this tell you? Willpower and decisions are finite currency. You can't just, make decisions in your life all day long, in the morning, evening, and night, and expect that the same willpower or the same decision prowess will be there. And so what I suggest is perhaps willpower is finite and you have something called decision fatigue. So how do we apply this as elite physicians, as the ultra MDs, as these limitless doctors? We apply this because we make our best decisions maybe when we're full of energy. Important decisions we make at the beginning of the day or at the beginning when we're fully refreshed. And so be careful to make decisions when you have what I call HALT, hungry/hangry, hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. When you have HALT, you'll make bad decisions. And so that's important. The other thing is, if you have to make a lot of decisions, give up some decisions and make things automated in your life. Case in point, what color, what kind of outfit did Steve Jobs wear every single time? What kind of shirt does Mark Zuckerberg wear, right? Like, what do that some of the top people in the world, they don't make a lot of decisions. They make just few decisions. I was reading a report on Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett. Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett are, of Berkshire Hathaway. They're billionaires, and people were looking at Warren Buffett's decisions over 50 years, and they said he made 15 really good decisions in his lifetime to create all this wealth. Let me say that again. He made 15 really good decisions. So he's very careful when he makes decisions. He's probably making it at his optimum time, and he takes it with a lot of energy and focus. And the world's best right now, they use their energy and decision making for they don't care, hey, what they have for breakfast in the morning, what kind of shirt they're wearing, and all that kind of stuff, right? Or like what workouts. Like when I go to the gym, I have a trainer and he's created a plan. I just surrender and I just do what's there. I don't try to think, right? Same thing when I'm like, when I'm trying to do a lot of things, if it's not I don't need to make the decision. I try to automate it, or I try to make it minimalistic, or I let other people make the decision if it doesn't affect the grand scheme of where I want to go. So just think about how to selectively make good decisions at the optimum time in your life. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Limitless MD. If you found value from this episode, I encourage you to share this episode with a friend and let me know by leaving a review. For more information, make sure you check out the links in the show notes below, or simply visit vikramraya.com. So until next time, my friends, be phenomenal.